Hey guys, what's going on? Just out for another bike ride here. Today it's Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. It's about 5 p.m. right now. Just out for a little bike ride. And I wanted to talk about another money topic, another related money topic that to some people it may be a common sense thing, or maybe you've thought about it, but I figured it would be a good thing to something, another point of view to look at on it, and it's certainly something that I don't see too often discussed or talked about on YouTube, and that is comparing living in a paid-off RV versus living in a paid-off house, free and clear house that you own, or a condo or real estate. Basically comparing living in your RV costs to living in a house. I'll just use a house as the example that would be paid off, that you would own. So basically breaking it down. When you own a home outright, and it's still, if you own it free and clear, you're still paying taxes, you're still paying insurance, you're still paying maintenance costs, and a few. Those are primarily the big three, and then and those costs are constantly increasing. Generally, your maintenance costs, they will gradually rise with the age of the property, and upkeep costs and insurance costs. Those can also rise depending on where you live, and taxes will always be gradually creeping up to pay for the roads and the schools and the levees and the fire departments and all that kind of stuff. And so, those costs are always ever increasing. They're never a fixed cost. So let's switch sides and talk about the RV equation. With an RV, and this is the other part that I wanted to talk, is comparing, I guess, if you were staying at a paid campground. I'm not really going to talk about, this isn't really going to be about boondocking. It could be, and that's obviously going to keep your costs down even more. But if you're staying at a paid campground versus owning a home free and clear. So in the example of staying in an RV park or campgrounds, the costs typically, if you were to add those insurance, maintenance, and tax costs up, that could easily be $400-500 a month that you would have to pay, even for living in your house free and clear. So those fees that that's easily what you could be spending at an RV park, or sometimes even less, and then without all of, and typically if you're a long-term resident at an RV park, those will be a fixed cost. They will be a fixed cost, and they can rise, yes, they can rise, but generally they're very fixed. So I guess when some people when I hear in the comment section, or some people talking about well, you're still paying rent. Well, yeah, but even if I lived in a house and I owned it free and clear, I'm still paying $400 or $500 a month. Probably a lot more depending on where you live, and those numbers I'm giving you are in the area where I live, and we're talking about a house that's worth $250,000. It would easily cost you $500 or $500 a month on the average. I would figure just to budget and pay for those costs. So with the RV, that's kind of the one way that I'm looking at this situation. Staying at a paid campground is that I would be paying those costs anyways, and I'm getting a lot of benefits by staying at the RV park. I'm getting free Wi-Fi, I'm getting free cable TV. Sometimes at the RV park, the electricity is included in your monthly rent, and it's not separately metered. So there's another added benefit, because at the RV parks, they get a huge discount for buying so many individually serviced units, serviced electrical units every month. So there's just a lot of added bonus. You get a lot of added bonuses with it. So let's talk maintenance. Yes, I don't want to leave this out. Yeah, your RV, I mean, is going to require maintenance, and definitely needing a budget also for that too. So I think that budgeting maintenance for houses and RVs that's not something that you're obviously going to get away with. You've got tires, and I mean replacing parts, and all of these things wear out on just as they do on houses and just as they do on RVs. Everything wears out and needs to be rebuilt. And I was kind of, the other thought that I had the other day was starting to think about a replacement RV budget, basically, or maybe a savings account, a savings bank that I'm saving money to replace my current RV 20, 30 years down the road. That's another, that's kind of another thing that I have been thinking about is doing that, depending on how things go. But that's probably another talk for another video, because I'd like to talk also about buying land and living on land on your RV. That's another topic. So anyways, that's to wrap up this video. That's kind of, the point that I wanted to make was, if you're comparing those two situations, paying for living in your RV, paying for paid camping at an RV park or a campground, versus living in a free and clear paid off house, you're going to be paying those costs anyways. There's no getting around those costs. So that's what I have to say, guys, on this one here. If you have some other thoughts, some other opinions, some other things that you would like to add to this discussion, this topic, please comment below and let us all know. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.